pictures of the truss cord, that whole circle space around the top there. The lights plug in from the top. You just jam them down through the hole, you pull them up to change the bulb, put them back in the hole. And so they have this nice walkway around that you can do that. Unfortunately, that's not where we were putting the chandelier hoist and all the rigging. So you'll see some other things up there that would scare OSHA to death. Go ahead. Yeah, like, here's the bottom of the cord, there's the light bulbs. But these are places where people like Reese had to actually walk across some of the beams up there. Now you'll notice there's no footprints going through the plaster, so he was successful this time. Go ahead, Reese. This was the original mount for the original hoist. The original hoist is on display over at the Visitor Center up on 5th Street. And it was just a bunch of screws holding the thing together and a 2x10 that was nailed at the top. What could go wrong? Again, I want to thank Fire Tower and REJ, because now you guys can sit under it. So this is facing 6th Street. This is the edge of the circle. You can see where the lights all plug in. Go ahead, Reese. 6th Street out that side, Elm Street out that side, where it sits on a bunch of columns there in the wall made out of sandstone. And we do have a sprinkler system, by the way. So this is the platform around it. Again, this is the middle of the truss. You can see it's a fairly substantial truss. And of course, we have to label Shooty's side because just in case we want to look out the wall and see what's going on. This is the drawing I did of the truss, which gives you some idea of the dimensions and the height and all of those things. And Fire Tower was very capable of telling us what we were going to be able to hang from that truss. Go ahead, Reese. So this is what they came up with. This was the original drawing, which basically said we can integrate something with the truss. Go to the next one, Reese. But REJ made something that hung over the top, bolted together. It's all 1/2-inch steel. And these yellow things on either side, we put 2 winches up there, 2 1,800-pound winches to raise and lower it. And also then there are some safety cables that hook once the thing is up. So in case the brakes go on the winches, nothing goes down. But the best part was they actually carried all that stuff up a rickety step ladder and assembled it. 1, 2, 3, not it. The next step was building it. And the problem was it came in a whole bunch of boxes because we don't have a door big enough to bring an assembled chandelier into the theater. So it all had to be assembled up there in front of the projection booth. Nate put together a great big platform, you know, walking out on, he had handrails, he had all that cool stuff. But still, they had to go through the boxes, hang the chandeliers, hang the crystals, mount the lights, do the electric. And a big shout out to Jeff Heide, who was key to pulling that together with Reese and electrifying it. So, yeah. Now the thing is, when they lower it, the wires come down with it. So we have to unplug it up there, lower it, and we can plug it down here to change the bulbs. But it's all got to go back up again and get through those 2 little holes in the ceiling. And it has done several times. That's the platform that they had to build for it. Because of course the center line of the chandelier is about 2 or 3 feet out in front of the lower balcony. And you can see how far it hangs out. This is them trying to see if once they assemble it, it's going to block the spotlight. We had to cancel the movie night for the kids for this month because when they started assembling the chandelier, it was blocking the projector. Oh well, next time. These are the columns on the outside that hold the truss up. The middle one is the one that's directly over your head there. Then the front of house and the one over the proscenium here. But they're sitting on these solid masonry columns. And it's just an incredible piece of work for early 1900. So that's all I've got on this one, but This was from 50 years ago. That was a souvenir book, so we're 50 years ahead. And they've pulled up the, what the heck was that thing called? The box that they had buried out there. Yeah, the time capsule. That's sitting in the safe over in the village side because they had to do stuff with bulldozers, so didn't seem like a good idea. What you got next, Reese? So Reese has put together a time lapse of assembling the chandelier. Nah, it's just a whole bunch of crystals and parts. That's not a chandelier. Yet. Oh, we made Reese do all that ladder work. Because he has a background as a first responder, so he could radio it in on the way down. So what they had to do was they had to tie a line up on the top balcony and pull the thing back over the platform, the chain and all that stuff. Because otherwise he would have had to lean out 5 or 6 feet to put the stuff together. And despite the fact that we gave Jeff Idea credit, Reese is the only one you see in any of these videos. That's how you know he took the pictures. And that's Nate when he finally shows up to take it apart. And that was only a couple days ago. I forget. It was thousands. How many, Reese? 1,329? That's why I didn't help. And that's the escutcheon that goes up over the rigging up in the ceiling. Yeah. Oh man, and you still came to work today? So a bunch of us signed the other side of that so that when the thing falls into fire in about 20 years, we'll have the record. No, that'll guarantee it doesn't happen. And that's the fastest I've seen Nate actually work. Cool. Well, coming up next, I think we're going to do some music, right, Jimmy? Jimmy? Are we going to do some music next? What should we do next? Hey, Reese, I can't get the thing to shut down. Reese, everybody.
Mic check. Don't turn the lights out quick. I'll think I'm going. Reese is up there in the booth. Reese, come down this way, please. Oh, I'll never make fun of Reese. You? Oh, you're a target. This guy is the one you saw on the time lapse, going up and down. Reese. A most interesting guy. We were in here rehearsing a couple of days ago, setting up and getting a feeling for it, and he asked for the blue skirt waltz. You know, that kind of surprised me. In a nice way, to think that he thought enough of it. And I think you also asked for the beer bell polka, didn't you? So Reese is the guy. Now, if you go up to the first balcony and you start up there, you get to a platform and there's a ladder that goes into a little hatch. In order to get up to the very top where all the mechanism and all the lights and everything, this guy goes up and down like that. So Reese, thank you for everything you did. Countless hours. And the other guy, you notice his hat? It's a signature. Thanks, Reese. And then, where's Nathan?
There he is.
Come on down. Our executive director. Countless hours. Now, earlier tonight, he was running around upstairs there, and I looked at him and said, "What's the matter, Nathan?" And he says, "Oh, we blew a circuit." I said, "You're going to blow a circuit in a minute. Here, wait till I get one of my nitros out for you." Another person who has spent countless hours, not just on the chandelier. You have no idea of all of the facets that went into this event tonight. And we had some beautiful hiccups. For instance, we ordered some champagne from, I thought, a local store. Would be happy. And when I went to pay for it, it wasn't there. Well, that was only 10 days ago. So I called another store and asked to speak to the wine department. They transferred me to it. And we had a real nice chat. The person was very, very efficient. We ordered the champagne, it's going to be in. Went to pick it up. Dan drives to the store to pick it up. It's not there. Come to find out, they had connected me to a store in Berlin, Wisconsin. That's just a small glitch, right? But you can't have a champagne party without champagne. But I thought I could dump maybe 2 or 3 gallons of white wine and throw a little bit of seltzer in there, maybe a couple of bottles of vodka, come up with something. But we did manage to get the champagne, thanks to Patty, our niece, and John Lindback, who hauled some champagne up from Marquette. So, Nate, we got plenty of champagne, so don't forget to come on. We're going to have an afterglow party. We're going to celebrate.
Imported from Marquette. Well, just to say a few words. I first came to work here. I got a call from Penny, my friend Penny Menzie, and she's like, "Nate, I need you to come to this board meeting." And I was like, "Well, okay. I love the theater. I'll do some input." Well, I left that night being on the board of directors. And a couple months later, "Oh, by the way, we would like you to work for the theater." And so here I am. It's lended itself well. I have a construction background as well as a music background and music management background. And I've never had the pleasure of working with such an incredible team. And what I mean by that is an incredible collaboration between the village of Calumet and the village of Lorium and our board of directors here at the theater. We're all working together, and we have a working board. These aren't just individuals that sit back on their haunches and yawn and say, "Oh, look at me, I'm on the board of directors." That is not the case. Every single one of the people that are on the board have just done an incredible job. And this would not have happened without them and the collaboration between all the municipalities. So I do really thank the village of Calumet, the village of Lorium, and the board of directors for the Calumet Theater. Yeah. Secondly, I would really like to thank my staff, because without my staff, this would not happen. We have got a really good team, a fantastic team in our box office, our back office, John Schneider, our business manager, my right-hand man, Reese. I'll tell you what, without Reese, as you saw earlier, a lot of this would not happen. He's able to come in, pick up the slack, he learns it so that it allows me to go in and look at music contracts and talk with agents and a bajillion of other things that we got going on, you know, not just one event. And so to have that team is incredible, and it's really key. My parents, without them, I thank you. Thank you. My mom, she comes in, she's like, oh, I gotta go check the bathrooms, I gotta make sure that they're clean. Yeah. Oh, that smells good. Okay, they're doing a better job. They're doing a better job. That's good. So, and I mean, my goodness, the list goes on and on. My volunteer, Sue, she goes and does the catering for our special events. When we have the artist comes in, she takes care of the charcuterie boards and making sure that they've got all the crackers and the cheese and the fruit trays and all of that. Does a wonderful job. Jeff and Kathy Eide, I cannot say enough about them. I really can't. You know, to have someone of his caliber, a retired electrician, that says, oh, by the way, my wife and I would like to volunteer at your theater. Wow, okay, I'll take that. So, she has a love for archival things, and so she's now our archivalist, and Jeff is basically our in-house electrician / whatever else we need, janitor, and but thank you. And it's also through the generous donations of all of you folks that have come together to make this happen, because without all of you, it would not happen. You know, you have the different, sure, we can get grants and stuff like that, but it's the community that is at the heart of this that really makes it happen. And I'm telling you right now, that's what we're about, and we've got a lot of other great things in store and that are coming this way. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Enjoy the evening.
Did you enjoy the piano music today in the... Well, we're going to have Mr. Paul Bain come out and play a few songs on this, and we aged it. Last night we figured out by the serial number and doing some online searching. It's a 1912 grand piano. What make? Cable. It's a Cable. And Cable also merged with another company in about 1914 or 15 and made a few pianos under that name. But this is a 1912, has a beautiful sound. It was just tuned. And so Paul Bain is going to give us a few songs. And incidentally, tonight the accordions, Jack Chambers will be on second accordion, myself. We're playing acoustic. What you hear doesn't come out through a chord. It's the instrument, and we're doing that because that's the way it happened in 1918. They didn't have these things. But I do need a microphone for talking. I'm almost 90, you know. So, without further ado, where is Paul? Did he find his way through the maze? He's back there? Does he think that's the restroom or what? Let's all give him a big hand. Paul Bain. Going once. Going twice. Last time I saw him, he was headed for the bar. I know how to get him excited. There he is, Mr. Paul Bain. As you've probably guessed by now, this is a well-rehearsed and formal. I mean, we've written out every word that's going to be. We're winging it. Thanks, Paul. Now we're going to bring on. Not too long ago, Gary Hannon was down in Nashville and played Kalamazoo on Friday night. No. Thursday. Thank you. Did my wife correct me? No? She usually does. I'm correctable. So he was coming up here for another reason, but very, very right now, Gary, would you do a few songs for us? And so here he is. I think this is his your fourth appearance here, Gary? What a guy. Give him a big hand. Gary Hannon.
Yep, a little up in the vocal, please. Thank you. So I have an accent. I come from Zimbabwe, Africa. And there's 2 times in my life where I remember crying like a baby. The first time was with the night my mother passed away, and the next was the day I became an American citizen after being here for so many years. So I always start, every time I get up on stage, I always start with thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your great American family. It took me a long time. So I write songs for a living. I was a soldier for a long time and a deep sea diver for a long time. And at the age of 42, I decided I was going to become a professional songwriter, and I moved to Nashville. And when I got there, I had no grand expectations of making it as a big star or anything. And so far, that's worked out really good for me. But I'm a working songwriter, so what is my job? My job is to sit in the back of trucks and on riverbanks and in bass boats and write songs for people who can actually sing them. So that's what I do. So my job is to articulate myself simply, where a singer, a real singer, can actually hear what I create and say, look, you know, I'm gonna sing that song. So that's my job. So this is my 4th time here, and I write my subject matter from whatever I see, whatever I hear, and I want to try something tonight that is very nerve-wracking. Not for me, but for you guys. You ought to be terrified. I went out to dinner last night with some really special people to Copper Harbor, and we were sitting upstairs, and they said, you take this seat because you can look out over the blue. You know, the lake and the view, and it was just fantastic. And I'm like, I need to put that in a song. So I saw a sign outside of this restaurant, and it said Kiwano. I'm like, what is that? So I asked Dan, I said, what is Kiwano? And he said, it's the peninsula. It's actually, you know, it's and I said, well, how do you really say that? And he said, Kiwano. I said, I'm going to put that in my song too. So now I had the view and I had the Kiwano, right? So I got to thinking about the last time I flew in here. I was here for one night, did a quick show, and then flew out. And I was staying above Shooty's Saloon. Saloon, right? And so I was having lunch with Jim today, and he said, I told him, yeah, I was in Shooty's. Unfortunately, I was in the room above the karaoke, crowd. He says, people from out of town, they call it Shooty's. He said, but if you're from here, we call it Club Shooté. I'm like, I'm going to put that in the song too. So I'm thinking, this is great, So I said to Dan, I said, well, these paintings, this is so amazing. This, what is it? What do they represent? The angels. And he said, well, they represent the arts. And, I'm like, well, I have to put that in there, and I have to put Calumet in there too. And So I haven't finished writing this song yet. I started it this morning. I was on my tailgate. I'm staying at Dan's house, and he gets up, and I'm out there with a guitar, and how do I make a pretty song out of nothing, you know, except these words? So I started putting these words together, and I want to try and get through it, okay? This may be a train wreck, but hey, it doesn't matter, right? So I started thinking, like, put a pretty little intro on this song, like. Pretty, huh? 35 miles from Copper Harbor, where the QAnon looks out on the blue. There's a little place time can't erase, and it's home to a chosen few. And on 6th Street stands a theater, built way back when things were made to last. And when the music comes alive, overhead the angels fly, and the future says hello to the past. Calumet, I won't forget the good times I've spent with you. When I played my songs and you sang along and kept this old songwriter's dream coming true. Thank you. They said, let's go to Club Chute for a cold one. But guys like me, we like to have a few. But then I couldn't find my bed, 'cause I got kicked in the head by a couple of their Moscow mules. So Calumet, I won't forget the good times I've spent with you. When I played my songs and you sang along and kept this old songwriter's dreams coming true. Thank you. To every one of you here tonight, you're the real stars that'll soon be shining bright. From under the chandelier's lights, proud as the red, white, and blue. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to try a song here that Dan said it's been played 1 million times. I actually got the notification about 4 days ago that this song's been played over 200 million times in the United States of America. So it's a song that took 2 hours to write, and some of you might know this. She said, I'm going out with my girlfriends, margaritas at the Holiday Inn. Oh, have mercy, my only thought, tequila makes her clothes fall off. I told her, put an extra layer on. I know what happens when she drinks Patron. Her closet closet's missing half the things she bought. Tequila makes her clothes fall off. She'll start by kicking out of her shoes, lose an earring in her drink, leave her jacket in the bathroom stall, drop a contact down the sink. Them pantyhose ain't gonna last too long if the DJ puts Chandelier Reveal on. She might come home in a tablecloth. Tequila makes her clothes fall off. She can handle any champagne brunch, a bridal shower with Bacardi punch. Jello shirt is full of smearing off, but tequila makes her clothes fall off. Oh, tequila makes her clothes fall off. Thank you, Jim. Very tuned guitar. I think Jim asked me to do how many songs? 2 songs? 3 songs? 3? Okay. Let me try this one. The cooling is affecting my guitar playing. Too much shooties. So, let me try a song. Whenever I get up on stage, I never really, prepare for it. So, all right. So my mother, my dear sweet mom, she's no longer with us, but she told me as a kid. I came home from the army one day. I was 17 or 18, and she said to me, she said, "Son, these songs that you write when you're not doing what you do in the army." She says, "One day you're going to go to America and people over there are going to love your music." And I got upset with her. I was like, "Mom, America, they got the prettiest girls, they got the biggest movie stars, they got the greatest athletes. It's just, there's no way." America was a movie to me as a kid growing up in Zimbabwe. It really was. And she was right, and I came over here and started playing my songs, at a late age, and she unfortunately was never around to see any of the #1 songs I'd written. But anyway, I flew into Boston. It was the first city I came to, and I was at the time I was a commercial diver, working oil rigs, deep sea diver, and there was a job going on in Boston, a tunnel that was being built, and I went to get a job on that tunnel. And my first flight in from Los Angeles to Boston, there was a New Zealand guy sitting next to me on the plane, and he said, he asked me what I was doing, and he says, "Well, look," he says, "while you're waiting for a job, I have a little construction company, and he says, why don't you come and work for me as a laborer, at least make a few dollars, And I said, "Hell yeah, I'll do that." And he said, "Well, we're having a barbecue at my house tomorrow, come on over." And he gave me the address, and I got a little cab over there, and got over there, I met his crew, and he said to me, "Now, these Americans, they drive on the wrong side of the road, which is the right side of the road, right? The right-hand side." And I said, "Well, yeah." And he says, "Well, you're going to have to learn how to drive. If you're going to work for me, you're going to have to learn how to drive." He said, "Just take my car, 4 left turns is all you got to do. Just go around the block and come back, and that'll be a start." He says, "And then we can maybe take it on from there." And so I did. I got in his car and I drove. And the first 3 left turns I did pretty good. The 4th turn was not so productive. And I was on the wrong side of the road, and he lived in the hood. And there was a guy who pulled up right next to me in a Cadillac, and he stuck his finger out the window at me, and he said, "Yo, mama." I was like, that guy looks like he comes from Africa, but how the hell does he know my mother, I didn't know I'd never heard that expression before, 20 years later, I went and wrote this song called "Your Mama." Yeah, this is how it goes. No one's ever recorded this song for obvious reasons. I can see if I can remember it. Who taught you lies taste like soap? Playing with your pickle ain't no joke. Who held your hand when your bullfrog croaked? Your mama. It was there that time you fell. Love broke your heart and it hurt like hell. You said women never listen, but who did you tell? Your mama. Now I've been called an SOB and I've smiled and walked away. But you better be joking, 'cause I won't be laughing if you ever look at me and say, your mama. So who was there to make your bail when they hauled your drunk butt off to jail? It was all your fault, but who thought they'd failed? Your mama. Now I've been called an SOB and I've smiled and walked away. But you better be joking, 'cause I won't be laughing if you ever look at me and say, your mama. Where do you go when you're out of tears and you've prayed like hell for heaven to hear? If there was an angel who could turn God's ear, it's your mama. I love you, mama. I miss you, mama. And I think that's my 3 songs. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you listening to me. Thank you so much. But not for an encore. I just forgot what I was supposed to do, and I'm so sorry, but the world's most dangerous polka band is here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together.
Well, let's see. We'll put the stage back together here for a minute. Check. Oh, it is alive. This goes here. That goes there. said earlier, you can tell the rehearsal. Mr. Jack Chamberlain. Miss Terry and Eddie on that big old clay bass. Between Terry and Mark Spreitzer, they built all those centerpieces in the dining room. Without my help. Because I'm almost 90. Almost. Got a lot of extra stuff up here. Did we do this? Why? We are the world's most dangerous polka band. It's one of the reasons why you gotta stay far away. We're very dangerous. Hello? 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 What a wonderful world. Hello? 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 You can say it wherever you go. Sing it in the morning, you can sing it at night. Say it in the middle, when the stars are shining bright. Hello, hello, hello. What a wonderful world. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. What a wonderful world. Hello, 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 hello. You can say it wherever you go. Oh, Boris, you sing it in the morning, you can sing it at night. Sing it in the evening when the stars are shining bright. Hello, hello, hello. Wonderful world, hello. This song is kind of a takeoff on an old Jimmy Durante song. Anybody remember him? Surprise. Jimmy Durante. It's called Wallapalooza. Everybody polka! who's done so much to publicize the ins and outs and the goings on as we worked towards getting that chandelier up there. Graham Yaning from the Gazette. Where is he? Stand up, man. Standing up and back are a couple of our close friends from downstate. They only live a few miles from us, Bob Price and Carol, and they spent many days this past week while they're on vacation up here helping us out in the ballroom. Thanks, Bob and Carol. Giving us sound checks and on and on and on. One of the old copper country favorites, the beer belly polka. Body polka. Jesse. I'm Boris and this is Boris. And Ed, we're down to you. Remember this one? Aaron. On and on. All of you great people. And our sister Mary. Joe over there. John Kitler. Marilyn. Herman. Julie and Dan and Gloria Streeter. Jeannie. Go to another branch. Jimmy and Johnny and Phyllis and Lynn. Davey Mitchell. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. 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 Tequila makes her clothes fall off. Tequila makes her clothes fall off. Tequila makes her clothes fall off. E-I-O. Everybody E-I-O. Ruth. little bit went grind. Once there was a chandelier shining light on us all, but a fire in the backstage caused the chandelier to fall. No one knows where it went. No one knows where it is. And if anybody really knows, they're gone and can't tell. So shine out the chandelier. Chandelier. Shine the light on the song. Everybody singing now. Shine up the chandelier. Shine the light on the song. Light up the chandelier. Shine the light on the song. Light up the chandelier. Shine the light on the song. Light up the chandelier. Shine the light on the song. $30, $29, $28, $27, $26, $25, everybody, $24, $23, $22, $21, $20, $19, $18, $17, $16, $15, $14, $13, $12, $11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bingo! Ladies and gentlemen, there is the result of your work.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, folks, don't forget, we're going back to the ballroom for an afterglow party. All that champagne, I intend to get a glow. Hey, take your time, see you upstairs.
Thank you.